Okay, I'm going to do another video, this time focusing on my turtle collection over here. We'll start right up here with my quarter scale turtles. They've only done Raphael and Donatello so far. They just showed pictures of Leonardo they're going to be coming out with. And he looks great. So do these guys though. This Raphael, his ankles were loose out of the box and he actually fell off this shelf twice. He's got a nice little scuff on his face here and a scratch on his shell and his belt buckle. But amazingly enough, nothing broke. Like I was expecting these sides to be snapped off, but they're fine. And if you see down here on his ankles, he's got some shiny spots here on his ankles where I dumped a bunch of the Kiki's joint tightener in there, and he's been fine ever since. Well, Donatello over here, the best turtle, he has never given me any problems. Solid as a rock. I don't know if I mentioned, this is the Plunderling figure. I have a few of these scattered around my collection. These started off as a Kickstarter, then they ended up being sold at a few online retailers. Coming down here, I have a few of the movie figures. Started off with just the four boys here. I got the accessory pack with the new head sculpts and everything, and I was thinking about swapping out a couple of them, but once I got them in hand, I didn't end up using any of them. The expressions weren't anything I felt as though I needed to trade these out for, and they got cheap with the paint apps on them. If you look at Mikey here, see if I get out of the way so you can see the light in there a little better. He's got an actual detail on his pupils. He's got irises and and pupils and here. So I can get a more light on it. There we go. You can see a little better there. And on the new ones, they're all just black dots for pupils. So they got lazy and cheap with it. The only accessories I used in that entire pack were this spinning nunchuck with on his finger there, and that street sign back there. Over here I have Master Splinter. His super dirty robe. And I have my Raphael in Disguise and Casey Jones 2-pack. My buddy Freddie. Shout out to Freddie. He found that for me at Walmart. Picked it up for me. Never looked for that ultimate Casey Jones figure because it came with an unmasked head, and I'd never display him without the mask anyway, so I never bothered to look for that one. And my April O'Neil here. I missed out on the trench coat version. They came with the yellow coat. I wasn't super interested in the yellow coat, but I did want that signed press pass. And I was on that site on my phone and with my laptop the minute those pre-orders came up, and I just couldn't get it to go through, so I missed out on it. But that's okay. This is an early version, so she's got the ugly knees. Oh my god. Those do look pretty bad, but I don't really care. Like I said, the movie turtles aren't my main focus anyway. These the four turtles themselves, I'm glad I have them. I would never get rid of these guys because they look amazing. I'm trying to talk myself out of the quarter scale movie turtles because it's an expensive proposition to just buy all four of those at once. But yeah, those ones look great too. They're just like these, only bigger. Come down here. My original movie bad guys. I know that everybody wants his lieutenant that was in that movie, but apparently that actor won't give up his likeness rights, so it doesn't look like they're going to get that. I would like a Sam Rockwell figure with maybe him standing there with a couple of cartons of cigarettes, one menthol, one non. They'll never do that though. But I do like this Shredder figure. I love his cape, how shiny it is when it's wired. Excuse me. And my Danny figure. I get those Loot Crate packages because they come with all kinds of extra. You get the exclusive cartoon figures with those, but then you also get the movie and the video game and other genres as well. His arm is actually snapped off. It snapped off right out of the box. I blue tacked it on there. I'll probably do a more permanent fix later, but I just stuck it on there for now. It's been there for a couple of months and it's fine. All right, a couple of foot soldiers back here. And my Super Shredder. I'm not all that interested in the Secret of the Ooze stuff. That movie wasn't all that great, but these figures were pretty nice. I'm not planning on getting those Secret of the Ooze turtles, but if I see them in store, I might grab them. I'm not pre-ordering them though. Yeah, today is February 23rd, and a bunch of pre-orders just went up yesterday for some cartoon and Mirage and Archie comic stuff. I pre-ordered all that. But this Secret of the Ooze movie stuff, this is probably going to be it for me. They are putting up new pre-orders for this Token Razor, which is great because these things got crazy expensive on the aftermarket. They have these articulated jaws, and this one has articulated eyebrows, which I thought was pretty cool. Give them a little quizzical look there. Sorry about the back of my hand, my cat plays rough. I come down here. Speaking of things I wasn't all that interested in getting but got anyway, was this 4-pack. I remember when this tour was going around, this concert. It was in the early 90s, and I wasn't into toys or turtles at that time, so I didn't go to see the concert. But I ran across these things randomly at Target, and I grabbed them, and I'm glad I did because they're pretty cool. I mean, they're creepy as hell, but there we go. They're creepy as hell, but they're really fun. And the detail on them is pretty great. Like these soft goods jackets they have on here. And their cloth leg warmers are funny. And this is my only video game turtle. And this is another Loot Crate turtle. This is the Shell Shock turtle. And it glows in the dark. If I shine my flashlight directly on it and turn the light off, it glows really well. I have them up on a Mayfix stand here. And this is my Mikey as Batman figure. Excuse me again. There was a movie, it was Turtles versus Batman cartoon movie. I never saw it, but they came out with this whole line of figures for it, and I got them all. And at first I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to find them, and I was stalking GameStops, and I was snatching them up as I found them. And the last couple of 2-packs I got on clearance because nobody wanted these things. And this one, this Mikey as Batman figure, he's good. He's pretty solid. But a lot of the other ones were floppy, loose messes that were really irritating to deal with. And I have those boxed up some in my closet over here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them, but maybe, I mean, I like them. They look good, but I'm limited space right now on these shelves, and my cartoon turtles collection is growing to the point where I'm having to give up other things in order to display those. Here's another Loot Crate figure, Mirage Shredder. I know he's normally red, but this some kind of shadow version. I'm not exactly sure. I never read those comics. I'd like to, if I can find like the big compendiums. I'd like to read through some of them. But yeah, I did pre-order all the stuff that came out yesterday, as far as like the Mirage and the Archie comics and the cartoon stuff. Oh, why is it jumping around like that? My apologies. All right, I got the empty shelf down here. Get up off the floor now. And so there's my street scene diorama that I haven't built yet. Focus, damn it. I have this lenticular poster here. First hospital that I worked at, this was in the gift shop. It's like 20, 25 bucks. I walk past it every day for about a week. I go past that gift shop on my way in. And one day on the way out, actually it was during my lunch. I ran out and grabbed it and put it in the break room. And I took it home with me. That was a pretty good deal for 25 bucks. Came with a frame and everything. And to my main cartoon display. I'm gonna reach all the way up here to, you can see it. Let me not trip on stuff below me here. I didn't go too nuts with the foot soldiers. I only have 4 regular foot soldiers. I have a couple other variants below these guys, but yeah, I only bought 2 of the 2-packs of the foot soldiers. I didn't go too nuts with it. My shredder. And my Pigeon Pete. Can't forget about Pigeon Pete. This diorama, this is my Toon diorama. It's got a bunch of pieces that I wasn't able to use. Like there was like a water tower up here. Can't focus, you piece of crap. And a few other things that I just didn't have space to put up there, just because I was putting my figures up there. My Krang and his android body. This one, his feet are super glued in place just because he kept falling over and it was pissing me off. That's my spare antenna. He comes with 2 of these little antennas on his head, and I had to bust out the spare one because the other one got destroyed. And I ended up ordering a second one of these just so I'd have one in the box whose feet weren't super glued. But you know, I really don't care. Now he stands there perfectly fine. Got my Bebop here, my Ultimate Foot Soldier. Rocksteady with his aftermarket, oh geez, sorry about that. His aftermarket helmet. He should have come with this in the package, I think, but yeah, he wore that a lot in the cartoon. My Baxter Stockman. Come down here on the street level. I got some Roadkill Rodneys over here. Master Splinter. Another Roadkill Rodney coming up out of the ground here. I got a bunch of these Roadkill Rodneys, way more than I should for, you know, the fact I think they're just in the one episode. And this is my Turtles in Disguise pack here. And my Maltese, the Maltese hamster. The best accessory ever. These guys, I mean, speaking of accessories, the amount of accessories these guys come with is kind of crazy, and like a lot of the stuff I have no idea what it's from. There's a YouTuber. His name is Raz Rentals. That's not his name. That's his YouTube channel name. And he goes really in depth on these packs and like looks up what every accessory is and from what episode and how it was used, and his videos are great if you're like looking to like really do a deep dive into these figures and what the stuff they come with means and is, you know, what it is. I recommend them. And this is the April that everybody hates but everybody's looking for because she was hard to get. They're redoing her from what I understand though, so that's great. Hopefully they're talking about people want her to have a smaller head sculpt. I want an entirely different head sculpt. Personally, I don't think that looks like the cartoon at all. And like everybody says, it's completely out of proportion to the body. And there's another roadkill Rodney. Yeah. And coming down here, I have my light green turtles in the original mold. The dark green turtles in their original molds are the only ones I'm missing out of all the cartoon stuff. I put the trench coats and hats on these guys. These are the world's smallest turtles that I have. I just put them in front of here, in front of them. Their counterparts. Focus. So Rat King and Rat Vernon. It's a little dark back there, but that's my metal head. My slashed foot soldier. Came with Casey Jones. My bash foot soldier that came with the big hit in April. He's got the ultimate foot soldier's hat on. And my slash. That Archie comic slash looks really great. But I like this one too because I was really a big fan of the cartoon back in the late '80s. Mondo Gecko and Baby Shredder when he fell in the Fountain of Youth. Down here, I got my punk frogs here. And I'm drawing a blank on his name. April's boss. Buckman and Joe Eyeball hanging out behind him there. Mutagen Man. Vernon. Regular human Vernon. Cat April. And the cat. And my Irma. I need a second one of these so I can build the Rat Irma and have her up there with Rat King and Rat Vernon. Leatherhead. And I have Bunny Suit Bebop and Rocksteady back there. They're both great. More Loot Crate figures. Coming on down here, some of these bottom shelves are a little on the dark side, I apologize. I'll start over here with the Wingnut and Screw Loose here. That's another Mayfex stand I have Wingnut on. Or is that Screw Loose? That's Screw Loose. The stand he came with was weird. The clamp that was supposed to go around his waist wouldn't sit perfectly horizontal. It would always sit kind of cockeyed one way or the other. It had these detents in it, and it didn't have one where it sit perfectly horizontal, so it was kind of useless. So I have a lot of other stands laying around, so I just put them on that one. It's Krang and his bubble walker here. Ace Duck, dual wielding some pistolas here. Got Chrome Dome in the back here. Scumbug. Love that figure. Little cockroaches running around his feet there. Pizza Monster, I have another one. He's in the box. I haven't opened it yet. Just the baby Pizza Monster at his feet. And Ground Chuck and Dirtbag hanging out with Kerma. I love his gun. That's funny. It's like a, what do they call it? Those mechanical bulls with a rattlesnake hammer on the back there. That's funny. I have to sit all the way on the floor here. All right. Forgive me. I'm in my mid-40s, so it takes me a second to get down here. Got my Triceratons. I have a third Triceraton soldier that I haven't put on display here. Now I've committed a bit of blasphemy with these guys. If you look, they're missing their tails. All of them. I took them all off because those tails were huge. They just kept didn't have the space to display them. They were knocking into each other and there just wasn't room. So I took them off and they're bagged up. So, yep, that's what happened to them. My Anthrax. I love the fact that he's got enough hands and a sheath where he can have all his weapons. You can see it just peeking out right there. You can see the handle to his little knife with the skull hilt on it. But yeah, he can hold all his weapons because he's got 4 arms. My Trag and Granitor, waiting for their rock soldier to show up and hang up behind him. I got 2 of them coming. They said they're gonna come out with some gray ones as well. So at that point, I might get rid of one of the brown ones and just have 1 brown one and 1 gray rock soldier. Just because, I mean, I'd like to army build and have dozens of all these things, but it just gets out of hand and you run out of space. Yep, that's my turtle collection there. Let me stand back up. I have the Super 7 turtles, just the 4 main turtles coming. I have, I think I'm only missing Leonardo, but I haven't unboxed any of them. I wanted to wait till I had everybody to pull them out of the boxes. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I have my Star Wars collection off to my right here. I'm also going to be doing a video on maybe tonight, because like I said, I'm getting ready to move. And this stuff is going to be getting boxed up here real soon.